Hello everybody and welcome to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4. I picked this up about a week ago. Yeah, it's about a week ago on the 6th. It's the 14th now. I've been playing a bit of it, trying to get used to it, get an idea of how some of the features work in the game. As you probably noticed, I'm now doing 1080p instead of 1600 by 900. I've got a bigger monitor now. We're going to go single player. We're going to start a new game. We're going to start at Gathering Storm as opposed to Blitzkrieg. Dark times are coming in Europe. Hitler has consolidated his power and his attention is now increasingly drawn beyond Germany's borders. Mussolini's Italy continues to embark on daring military adventures while the Empire of Japan stands poised to attack China and Asia. Almost 20 years have passed since the end of the Great War and the world is yet again being doused in gasoline. A single spark might be all it takes. Okay, I'm going to be playing this one here, as I said. So, scenario. Who should we play as? I mean, I find France, United States, United Kingdom, all a bit slow to start with, but which would be very interesting to watch. Germany is quite fun to begin with, but I expect like every other person on YouTube's like doing Germany, who's doing this game anyway. I think I'm going to go with Italy, actually. They do start in the war, so they get a bit of action straight away. Let's read up on them, shall we? Leader, Benito Mussolini. Ideology, fascist. Government, totalitarian regime. Elections, never. Ruling party, Partito Nazionale Fascista. Something like that. Brief history. With the rise of fascism, Italy has entered a new glorious era. Its forces are currently on the process of adding Ethiopia to its growing Italian colonial empire, but Mussolini's ambitions do not stop there. Dominion over the Mediterranean has always been Italy's destiny, and a new order of things is taking shape in Europe. When the tidal wave of change arrives, Italy must find a place at its crest or risk being swept away. Let's have a look. We cannot force government of another country to adopt the same ideology. I imagine Germany can. Oh no, they can't. Okay. But we can send in volunteer forces. Justify war goal time when at war with a major. So if I was at war, for example, with the United Kingdom, I think these were the major factions. If I went to war with Germany, for example, then declaring war on other factions would take 80% less time. We don't like communist or democratic people. We like fascists though. AI modifier focus on offense plus 50%. Justify war goal time minus 5%. Our allies betrayed Italy and stabbed us in the back when they broke the Pact of London. We sacrificed so much blood at the Alonso for their victory, and they in turn denied us what was ours by right. Now Italy will take her destiny into her own hands and ensure that justice is done. National unity plus 5%. Victor Emmanuel III. The Soldier King remind the Italians of their recent victories in the Great War. His presence and their loyalty to him is a great source of unity for the people. Select country. We are 76% fascist. Can't quite see that one there. 2% communist and 22% democratic. No daily change. We are going to play on a historical AI focus. Say, for example, I want Germany to move into Poland and Czechoslovakia and take France and stuff. Whether we actually ally ourselves with Germany or not, I think will depend on how well we do. Now, if we can gobble up as much territory as we can quickly, then we might not ally with Germany. As a matter of fact, we might even try and take on Germany. Try and rebuild the Roman Empire, not the Holy Roman Empire, because that was up here. Well, it was France, Germany, Italy, some area over here. But no, the Roman Empire. Oi, you. Cat on my lap. Go away. I'm recording. Let's start, shall we? Initializing the game. Loading graphics. I did play a little bit of Hearts of Iron 3 back in the day when it first came out, but I never really got on that well with it. This one's a lot more user friendly. Okay. First thing what to do is, I think, is you got here no national focus sets. We're going to go here first and have a look at the national focus tree. Now we could go down here, Ethiopian war logistics, industrial efforts, get some civilian factories, military factories, get the extra research slot, add some more infrastructure to Italy, get some oil in our colonies, Libyan infrastructure, fortify the Western Front against France. We need triumph in Africa as soon as possible, I think. I'll give us 20% unity, not really much else. But that'll open up a load of other things here. For now though, we're going to start on Ethiopian war logistics. We'll gain 2 infrastructure and 3 naval bases in Eritrea? Something like that. And Somaliland? I don't know. 3 infrastructure and 4 naval bases, which will increase the amount of troops we can hold there. I'm going to start with this one. Let's just go back to here though. Now, for example, you've got treaty with Germany, German military cooperation, claims on France, Pact of Steel. Get a better opinion. Befriend Romania. Go after France. Claims on France and go after France. Could be interesting. Anyway, that's this one done. Let's have a look at the research slots. We can select some technology. Now, what I'd like to do first is go to engineering, get electrical mechanical engineering. Let's take 2% off all future research and also unlock this one later, which should be another 3%. So it's going to take 99 days, so it's definitely worth getting. And I'm going to go to industry. I'm going to get production efficiency cap. We'll have a look at that later. It's going to take just under 150 days. And we shall get construction level 1, construction speed, 10%. That is for our building from our civilian factories. Just under 200 days. And then I'm going to go to infantry, support weapons, just under 150 days. Defense, breakthrough for troops, vehicles, horses, special forces. It's worth getting. Research U. Okay, we're currently at war with Ethiopia. Ethiopia is way down here. They don't have much. They're not a very well developed country. So it should be fairly easy. We've got 3 civilian factories. Now we can build, for example, infrastructure increases supply, which then leads to how many troops you can lead in an area. I mean, this area here has got 17 supply. This area's got 13. Go away, cat. And then you look in the centre of Italy. We've got 107 here, 111 here. So the further away we get from the capital, infrastructure does start to struggle a bit. I mean, the thing that's holding this one back at the moment is we would need another naval base. I mean, we got 6.28 being used by our army and 0.52 being used by our navy, none being used by air. So we've got plenty of supply here at the moment. But that's what infrastructure does, and the naval bases. Air bases is just places where you can field your planes and stuff. Anti-air is good for reducing the amount of damage you take from anti-air raid or from raids and stuff from the air. Military factories is used for building your military supplies. We've got loads up here, which I don't quite like. Civilian factories. I think first of all I want to get some civilian factories because we've got 20 in total, but 8 are being used for consumer goods. With our current economic policy, the people expect 20% of our total number of factories to produce consumer goods. This need is filled by civilian factories only, leaving us with 12 factories where 12 can be used for trade. We've got one civilian factory here and one naval dockyard. One civilian factory. So I'm going to build everywhere up to at least 2 civilian factories that has got the space. That's maybe there. 2 civilian factories there. Civilian factory there. 4 there. Build another one there. Another one there. Another 2 there. 4 there. Build 2 here. I think that'll do for our construction for now. Once these are built, once it goes up to 15 built, any more built after that will start going on to the next line. So that's good for now. We've got some free military factories. Now these are the supplies. You know, we're building ships, which is just builds the ships. But over here is the supplies. We have tanks. Let's say, for example, we've been building currently 1.26 tanks per week. But for producing the tanks, if I go to edit this division here, it's got 4, I think it's division. This is maybe a brigade or platoon or something. I'm not 100% sure, but it's a group inside the army. This is the entire division, but we need like 6,900 manpower, which we currently have just over 700,000 of. Training time 180 days. Infantry equipment required to build this. Motorized equipment, because we've got the motorized infantry. And we need 60 light tanks just to build this one group. We can look at our logistics. We currently have no tanks in storage. We've got 1 motorized. We've got 21 infantry equipment and 195 spare convoys. So at the moment we are upgrading our troops from basic infantry equipment. If I look at these guys here, they've got weapons 1. These guys have got basic equipment. So these guys are currently upgrading. They've got half of their equipment. Whether it's these guys at the moment currently upgrading or not, I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, people are upgrading. So what I want to do is let's bump some more into weapons. I'm also going to want to add some artillery. I'm just going to bump this up to the top, and then I'm going to bump it underneath here. Now, here's another thing. Resources. Currently, we're using 1 tungsten and 2 steel. If I bump this up to 2, it's using 2 and 4. So this isn't suffering any penalties to production at the moment, because we've got plenty of supplies. If I bump this up to 3, we don't have enough tungsten. And that will reduce the construction speed by 15% if I added another one. 22.5%. So I'm going to bump this down to 2. We've got enough resources to make this lot here. We don't have enough resources to make the tank. It's currently got a 60% penalty production. So if I lowered this, still 60. But I think we're going to bump it into infantry equipment for now. That's what we really need. What do we want to build ship-wise? Let's bump 3 in here. That'll only take 1.63 months. Bump this here. Building 1 ship every... No, 1.2 ships per year. We've got 2 left. Let's put 1 into the submarine. And 1 into a battleship. Let's put this one here. Okay, so that's all our naval dockyards taken. No divisions in basic training. Look at that in a minute. Air wings with no mission. We'll select you here. Now, here is the airport. And this is the Tyrrhenian Sea. I want to send them to the Western Mediterranean. So if I right click on here or in this slot here once I've got the Western Mediterranean selected. Currently got storms and stuff going on at the moment, but I'm going to send them over here. And they're going to be on naval strike just for future, so I don't have to worry about them. And these guys I'm going to send here, select here, and naval strike. Okay, so I don't need to worry about those guys anymore. Now, these guys plus these guys plus these guys. I think that's all the planes we've got here. We've got some over here. I'm going to send these guys to this airport over here. It's taken them a while to get there. We've got planes here. I'm going to send them to East Africa. I've got East Africa selected, and we're going to go air superiority. These guys don't actually have any planes, I know, so they don't have air superiority. You don't need to worry about interception. Close air support. If executed at night, it's mission. It assists in ground combat, basically. Makes our ground troops a little bit more powerful. Well, not more powerful, but more effective. I'm going to send these guys. Not just yet. All we need to do now is set up our battle lines. We've got everything set up over here. We've got all our things being built in equipment. I want you guys here to form an army in the Italian theatre. I'm going to change these guys' colour to a light blue. I'm going to set up your front line along this line here. Then I'm going to get these guys here, form another army. Front line here. And these guys are going to be a dark blue, because Yugoslavia is like a dark bluish colour. And then we've got Ethiopia down here. So I'm going to select this group here first. Create an army. We're going to create a new theatre. We're going to rename it to the Ethiopia Ethiopian Theatre. That'll do. And close that. You guys are going to set up a front line along this line here. You guys create a new army. You're going to set up a front line here. Okay. Now I'm going to select these guys here. Plus these guys here. And I'm going to get them to go over here. So if I hold down left control and just left click here. I'm going to join that army and set up positions along this line. And then I'm going to select these tanks. Now if I sent them to join this group here, they would land here and try and push their way through. So what I'm going to do is directly send them over here. So I'll go through here, through the canal here, as we click on naval view. Currently controlled by the British. If it's contested or enemy, we can't pass through. So this is something, if we do go at war with Great Britain, we want to capture very soon. United Kingdom, sorry. So they're going to go through. We're not contested at the moment, so we can get through there no problem. Now another thing I want to do is, because over here we've got a fair few mountains. So I'm going to select this mountain group, this one, and this one. And then go over here and select this mountain group. Yep, they're all selected. I'm going to send them over here to join this army. Now I've got 22. So we're going to have a few troops down here. I think we've got a couple of regular infantry and a couple of colonial divisions. It's got less troops in them. Does it say where? How many troops? 6,000 troops in you. 6,000 troops in you. Let's see. Edit you. You've got 3x2 and you've got engineer company with you. Whereas these guys just have 3x2. They don't have an engineer company with them. These guys are going to spread out along here. I think we're short on resources. We need currently 17 oil and 2 rubber. When we capture Ethiopia, resource map mode, we'll get 2 rubber, so that's pretty good. So then we'll only be short on oil. I can't really do much for oil at the moment. We can trade away some civilian factories. If I go to trade, for example, I click on oil. I could trade 1 civilian factory for 8 oil. So I'd need to trade away 3 civilian factories, which would lower us down to 9, which is going to slow down the construction of future civilian factories. So what I need to do for now, in my opinion, is concentrate on getting our civilian factories built, and once we've got a nice infrastructure of civilian factories and so on and so forth built up, then we can think about trading away, or there are some research options we could go through to get some oil, or maybe even conquest options. If we go to resources, go over here, got some oil in Saudi Arabia, only 3, got lots in Iran, and lots in Iraq as well. A little bit here. Oman's got a couple. And some of the best places for oil are, if I remember correctly, Central America. This is pretty good. And America itself is brilliant, but we're in no state to conquer the United States yet. And then over here in the Netherlands colonies, 18 there, 16 there. Lots of rubber here as well. And then there's Southwest Russia, I believe. Yeah, plenty here as well. Okay, I think we're all pretty much set up. Everyone's got their paths and everything. Oh, divisions in training. Okay, so I'm going to train 1 regular division of infantry, 1 Alpine division. Let's have a look at you. You guys have got artillery, so that makes them a bit better at breaking through the enemy lines. Also a bit better at defending lines as well. I'm going to train 1 of you. We're going to train a colonial group. We could train some cavalry. They are a bit faster than regular troops, but they're not that great at breaking through. Look, 12 breakthrough on you, as opposed to 22.5 on you. So I'm not really going to be using these at all. And we're going to train 1 division of celery. Yes, celery divisions. Beat them over the head with sticks of celery. Anyway. I'm going to be getting the colonial divisions to be spawning in Taranto. So at a harbour, you can only spawn in your core provinces. You can't spawn them over, for example, here. If I was to select a place to spawn, see it's all redded out. As opposed to here is green. So yes, you're going to be spawning over here, and then when you're spawning, you're going to go fortifying the lines over here. By the time those guys are actually spawning, we should have hopefully conquered Ethiopia. Alpine Division, you are going to be spawning in Venice to help with the push into Yugoslavia, which I'm going to want to do at some point relatively soon. Regular infantry, you're going to spawn in Genoa. And tank divisions are going to spawn in, let's say, Rome. I'll do nicely. So everything, I believe, is all set up now. Insufficient resources, War of Ethiopia. Let's just go through the tabs quickly, just to make sure. We've got research going. Diplomacy, we've only got bad diplomacy with these guys. Currently at peace with everyone else. This is a more simplified view of it. We can go click on Italy. Where is it? Can't remember quite where it is now. Somewhere it shows you relations with everyone. Anyway, trade. We can trade, but we're not going to be doing that right away. Steel is being exported, but I don't know where to. Supply is going to these places over here. We've got a little island over here as well, which is quite nice. Let's see. Trade. Construction is underway. Production is being done, which is good. Recruitment is being done. As you know, I get more supplies built up and stuff, and more military factories, I'll be adding units like this. You know, build a couple of extra units, speed up production of those guys. But until I get an idea of how many supplies I'm going to have, I'm just going to leave it as 1 of each for now. And logistics, we go no supplies built up. Actually, a bit short on many things now because we've got some things being built. Hey, we're going to unpause the game. Let's go, shall we? In a minute, you'll see people starting to move out. I select, for example, this theatre here. They're moving to where they need to go. They're staying there. These guys are spreading out along the front line. Ah, that's the thing I didn't do. I need to set up some battle lines. So I'm going to do an offensive line. First of all, we're going to move... Actually, it's a relatively easy country to invade, so we're just going to go for their capital. And then you guys here are also going to go for the capital. We're also going to set up some commanders. So, our big group up here. Let's think. You're good at entrenching, holding a line. You're good at entrenching, holding a line. You're good at leading tanks. You are not particularly good at anything. We're not bad at anything either. So you, Sebastiano Vinconti Prazaca, are going to be pushing from the north. And then this group here is going to have armor speed, armor division attack. That could be good actually. We've got tanks in this group soon. We are level 4. I think I want this guy here though, just so he can gain some experience, maybe gain some traits. Let's unpause again, shall we? Things are on their way down. Tried playing as United States at one point, and apart from a little small invasion of Venezuela, nothing really much happened. Now Spain I find interesting. The Spanish Civil War is coming up. Sometimes it happens in February of this year. Sometimes it happens in like March next year. So that's a little bit funny. I'm not sure why it does that. I've always done looking at historical focuses. I've only got 3 troops on this line here. Let's see how they're lining up. You guys, one's going here, one's going here. And over here we've got the mountains, which is extremely defensible. Fortunately, these guys have got more mountains, so they are wandering off somewhere. And if we had more troops over here, this would be the perfect time to attack. But you guys aren't in any group, so I'm actually going to send you. You can join down here, actually. Why not have some cavalry? These guys have left their port, and now they're on their way. Still going to take you... How long is it going to take you? 11 days and 2 hours. What about our tanks? This is going to take you 25 days and 13 hours. It's a very long time. And our current speed, that's going to take a couple episodes. So let's speed things up to at least speed 2. And I'm actually going to get the Ethiopian theatre. They are still planning, but I'm going to get them to attack. They've got nothing on the southern border here. Air wings have no mission. I'm just going to leave a bit longer, let everyone arrive. They've got no forces over here defending, which is quite nice actually. These guys are pushing through here. 12 days. 140, 70 days. That's like, need some reinforcements there. 100 odd days. These guys pushing through here, no opposition, which is quite nice. Let's keep an eye on these guys, see what they're doing. You're moving up there still. You're pushing into there. Oh, sometimes the AI can be a little silly in its pathing, so I'm going to send you over here. You're moving up to here. You're moving there. You're moving there. Struggling with that attack now. It's going to take just under a year. Okay, 9th of January. Units are en route, starting to get above the canal now. Oh, we've got a battle here now. We've got 1 division fighting 2. Let's have a look. Missing equipment production. Fighters and tactical bombers. I'm not too worried about that at the moment. Now here, we've got too many planes. Everyone's arrived. So what I'm going to do is, we can have 600 in this airfield here. And we can have 200 here. So what I'm going to do is 80 fighters and 64 tactical bombers. You're going to go over here. And then fighter, 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 fighter. You're going to merge together. Tactical bombers. You're going to merge together. And you, and you. Going to East Africa. Bomb the crap out of the enemy. And let's have a look at this battle here, shall we? Move this out of the way. Enemy air superiority. It's difficult to organise an effective defence when the enemy has air superiority. Air support. Direct air support lets the divisions fight better. So this is going to decrease the amount of days it takes to move in and take this territory. And you guys... Oop, we're still paused. You guys are fighting here. The rest of you guys are just moving up. Struggling here a bit, but reinforcements should be arriving relatively soon. Yep, they're on their way. They're not very organised at the moment, but that will soon change. Oop, these guys are starting to retreat here now, which is good. How's our production doing? Very, very slow. Here is how much equipment they have. 14% on these guys. And they cannot train past the amount of equipment they have. So if they've got 50% equipment, they can only train up to 50%. That's why it's a good idea to get an idea of how much you've got coming in. I've got a battle here, out here, and one here. Sort of a stalemate here. But as soon as these guys move in to help, these guys are doing okay. These guys are starting to retreat from here now. There are 7 days. Currently raining, it looks like. Some troops landing here. They'll get themselves organised and then they'll move into the battle. Well, off you go, join the battle. We have a stalemate here. We are successfully defending. You see this arrow, it's from this guy and it's pointing towards these guys here. So now you can actually, now that you've defeated them, push up here and that should be a relatively easy battle. So they've lost all their organisation, some of their supplies, which is pretty good. Tanks are starting to push around now. We have a stalemate here still. Average strength 18%. Let's have a look at this actual country. Details. They have between 10 and 17 infantry divisions, 2 military factories, 2 civilian factories. We have... Where does it show what we got? We got lots, but I don't know. Where is it I see it again? Manage occupied territories. Return territory to Greece. Release nation. No. Oh, we finally pushed in here. And now these guys are chasing them into here, which is good. Starting to get the upper hand. Oh, we were getting the upper hand there. Now these tanks, as soon as they've gone around this corner here, I'm going to get them to join this line. I've done it here, I think, or maybe here, and they just went back on themselves. Which is a bit annoying. You're pushing in here, and you're taking over 2 days to take that territory there. 5 days there. Only like 4 months there. 3 months there. And these guys are pushed around this corner, so now you've joined that army there. Let's see how our generals are doing, shall we? You are working on getting some traits. Engineer, 28%, and the 29% done now. Desert Fox, 34%. Mountaineer, 90% done now. That's a very good one to get, actually. If you get that, I'd be very happy. You, Hill Fighter and Ranger. I'm still not 100% on what all these traits actually do, but I imagine we'll find out given time. Mountaineering group is holding this position here, are you? Okay. Tanks are pushing in from the south. Going to reinforce this small army here. Shouldn't be too long until we're able to push into the capital. Now, ideally, I'd like to get Ethiopia conquered before Ethiopian war logistics is done. I know that kind of makes no sense because then we won't be benefiting from this, but once we've got this done, we can go into an industrial effort. But Triumphant Africa knocks all this lot here, which is very nice. You are going here. Attacking from multiple directions is pretty nice. Let's look on this battle. Attacking from multiple directions. Enemy air superiority. Actually, let's select you guys here. And get you guys to attack as well. Tanks are moving up. We're moving to the central territory to help with this push. Good idea. And you guys have gone around these guys here. Pushing towards the capital. Very nice. You have got Mountaineer. We get 5% movement, 10% attack, and 10% of defense in mountains. That is brilliant, because mountains are quite a tricky territory to take. Oh, they're attacking us now. Trying to push us away from there, I expect. You're attacking here. Let's look at their plan. Plan on taking this slot here, then there, and then going to the capital. Is this one here? So they're ignoring this territory over here. It's quite clever. Getting this area would be nice to give us 1 victory point. This place is 5 victory points, and here is another victory point. These guys held 7 victory points. We currently hold none of their territory. If I have a look at them, their national unity is 70%. So once we hold for 70% of their victory points, they should give up. You see, our national unity is only 60% at the moment. Well, 65% with the Victor Emmanuel III. Yeah, I think it's going to take a little bit longer yet because these guys aren't pushing. I could tell them to manually move up, but I want, in a way, our general to get as much experience as possible. You're moving to take that. We've got a month there, 27 days there. Push up and take in this territory, and I think that's going to be a great time to put a cut in, actually. So I'm going to call that it for part 1, guys. Join me next time for part 2, where hopefully we'll take over the rest of Ethiopia and start thinking about our future plans in Europe and Africa. See you then, guys.